Hi, I'm Warren Geller. At Englewood Hospital and Medical Center, we believe that all citizens need to be informed about the healthcare issues that affect their lives. That's why we're proud to support the Caucus Educational Corporation and their partners in public television.
Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Russell Berry Foundation, New Jersey Education Association, working for great public schools for every child, Wells Fargo Foundation, Caldwell University, Englewood Hospital and Medical Center, New Jersey Sharing Network, dedicated to saving lives through organ and tissue donation, and by Community Education Centers.
This is One-on-One.
When you first heard that they were doing Charlie Rose and Gayle King, didn't you go, what?
People like laughing at others, so I don't mind if the other is me.
See, you go right into the character. That's what it is.
I'm bringing families together a half an hour each week. Man, I'm doing something special.
And so I do feel successful.
Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. It's my pleasure to introduce for the first time on One-on-One Ilene Isaacs, who is the executive director of an organization called Table to Table. It was introduced to us through the Russ Berry Awards for Making a Difference. Your organization about 5 years ago won the Berry Award for Making a Difference. Describe Table to Table, and we also often have this conversation, who you serve and the impact you make.
Great. Well, Steve, this year we're going to deliver 13 million meals into the neighborhood. But that's not really the important story. The story is the people that are going to be the recipients of those 13 million meals. Okay, well, there's Adrienne in Newark, who is a working mother, single, 3 young children. She just makes enough to pay her rent. Gets some public assistance for food stamps, but they only last for the first 2 weeks of the month. So Table to Table brings food that she can serve to her children for the last 2 months. And the best thing about the last 2 weeks, the best thing about the food that we bring is that it's the only fresh meats and vegetables and produce that she has, because on the small allotment that she has for the first 2 weeks, she can't afford to buy that beautiful, healthy stuff. There would be no fresh food in those children's mouths if not for the food we bring.
And what would they eat otherwise?
Well, whatever's inexpensive. Packaged food, canned food, rice, beans, the things you typically associate with living on a tight budget. But those aren't the foods that children can develop and grow and stay healthy
Without good, healthy food, what happens?
People can't thrive. They don't grow, develop, learn. They never become productive.
And you did work as a school psychologist, and you know these things. Ilene, why don't we do this? We have a clip. We're going to show a clip that talks a little bit about Table to Table, which is a, quote, community-based food rescue program that collects prepared and perishable foods and that would otherwise be wasted. Let's put it in perspective with this video, and we'll come back and talk more with Ilene. Let's go to the clip.
There's 100 billion pounds of food that's literally thrown out every year. If you can rescue or capture just a little of it, you can feed millions of people every day.
How many people do you feed in this community, do you know?
This year we're going to pick up enough food for over 4.5 million meals.
Oh my God. 4.5 million, I mean at least, let's see. I can't count that high.
Yeah, it's an extraordinary number, and it's fresh food.
This is stuff that I would buy.
Of course. The people who get this food so love it because it's not the typical soup kitchen kind of fare that they're served.
It's just like store-bought.
It is store-bought.
How'd you get into this whole thing?
You know, as you mentioned, I started out as a school psychologist, and I would develop programs and work with vulnerable populations, people who needed different services. But the one thing that was consistently apparent was that if people are hungry, if they're worried about where their children are going to get their next meal, they're not busy listening to the wonderful programs that you're developing and thinking are going to change their lives. And I made a promise to myself that I would never end my career without having taken time to work on the hunger issue.
You know, as people watch the program and they see tabletotable.org, your website there, they go on the website. They want to help. How can the average person help?
Well, We deliver food at the cost of 10 cents a meal.
10 cents a meal?
10 cents a meal, because we're picking up food that is already there. We're putting it in refrigerated trucks. We're not warehousing it or storing it or sorting it. We're delivering it right away to the people who need it. So it's our costs, which we keep very lean and very efficient. So at 10 cents a meal, you go onto the website, what you donate has such incredible impact. We see people who themselves are having difficult times. We received a check the other day from somebody for $5.70, and there was a letter attached to it saying that this man was unemployed and having difficult times himself, but this was how much money he was able to give to help others, because there was still some less fortunate than him. Well, with that $5.70, we'll be able to deliver almost 60 meals.
How powerful is that?
Extraordinary. So people can go on the website to help us deliver the food. If you are an owner of a supermarket or a food distribution center, we'd love to hear from you about the food that you might be able to donate. And there are people who have skills and talents that might be able to help us as well.
I mean, what's your primary target area?
We serve Bergen, Hudson, Essex, and Passaic County, and we'll go to any agency that is serving hungry people.
Talk about the economics of this. You know, a family that doesn't have access to good food, they're not eating healthy. Are there economic implications?
Well, of course there are, because when children aren't developing and growing and learning and don't have the attention to spend in, to pay to their work in school, how can they possibly succeed? They're being set up to fail, and the cycle then continues again for them and for their families.
Do the rest of us take for granted that we eat and we're fine and we're not walking around hungry, or we ate something that really isn't nutritious and our brains aren't getting what our brains need? Do we too often take that for granted?
We so do. You know, I laugh. I'm sure you're not unlike me. You may go out with friends and everybody has, well, I don't like this, and take this off my my sandwich, and I'm not eating this,
all the
and
time.
I'm on this
I'm
particular diet.
Terrible.
And, well, I am as well. But the truth is, we hear from center directors, pantry directors. They say, our people will take a fresh banana over any food that you could ever bring to us.
A fresh banana.
A fresh banana. That's more important. They want fresh food. They want the healthy food. They're not fussy about what's on it. Just a banana.
You know, before I let you out of here, the one thing I've always picked up about you, when we've worked with the Russ and Angelica Berry folks for a while now, is your passion. Where does it come from?
Well, I come from a family that has always believed in giving back. My grandfather was out there fighting for civil rights before it was a popular thing to do. It's part of my DNA. That's what you do. We're put here in this world to help other people. And as I've learned, helping people by feeding them is one of the most critical ways of starting the process. And the passion just comes from that. That's
why the awards are called the Russ Berry Awards for Making a Difference, because you and your colleagues at Table make a difference every day. Ilene Isaacs, Executive Director, Table, thank you for joining us on One-on-One.
Thank you. It was my pleasure to be here.
Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
To see more one-on-one programs, visit us online at oneonone.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD, and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
We are pleased to be joined by Eliseo Aleman, who is principal of Thomas Edison Elementary School in beautiful Union City, New Jersey. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Union City is a beautiful town, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Describe it.
I love that town. It has a mixture of everything, but more than anything, it's such a cozy town. when you have so many students, so many teachers, so many people living there. 80,000 people total. 11,500 are students.
And language is a challenge. 80% of the students in Union City's public schools, English is not their first language, fair to say?
That is correct. English is not their first language. At home is Spanish.
Okay, so put this in perspective, folks. This is part of our Classroom Close-Up series we're doing in cooperation with excuse me, our partners at the New Jersey Education Association. We're about to see a video of you and your colleagues working on bilingual education.
Correct.
It doesn't always work in a lot of school districts. It's working where you are.
Yes, it is.
We're going to take a look at this video, see why and how it works in Union City, and then we'll come back and talk. Let's go to a great series called Classroom Close-Up.
City, there are about 80,000 people, and within our school district, we have approximately 11,500 students. 97% of those students are Hispanic, and the first language is Spanish at home, and 87% of those students do receive free or reduced lunch, which means we are a poor urban community. But in spite of some of that, we are very, very proud of the results we're getting when it comes to educational and student achievement.
De hablar con los administradores de esta escuela para que los padres de esta escuela también pudieran participar.
Recognizing that 4 out of 5 families speak Spanish at home and that most students are bilingual, the Union City School District makes quality bilingual education a priority.
La parte de atrás del libro. La parte de atrás.
The bilingual education program here in Union City embraces the native culture of the students that come here. The teachers in bilingual education begin teaching in the native language, and as the children begin to show mastery, they move them along.
Because when the muffins come out of the oven, they are
hot.
The culture that is being brought by those bilingual students here to this country and to our school is something that the teachers use to make them better, to teach them more, using their culture and language.
Here at Edison, there's artwork everywhere, both professionally and student rendered. Classrooms are busy beehives, and teachers are happy to talk about what makes it all work.
We do whole group instruction, and then we branch off and differentiate instruction in small groups.
The key to success in the early childhood education at Edison School, I think, is a lot of the professional development that the teachers get.
On this particular day, teachers were gathered for a session about technology tools used in the classroom.
We have Apple Corporation coming in and doing professional development every month. We have also in-house embedded professional development.
Yes, yes, high fives for everybody. Yes, 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 yes.
There's nothing that I would like to see more than our students in our school grow up, go to high school, go to college, go to grad school, and come back and be teachers and administrators here in Union City. Because that's truly the way you give back to the community.
The table.
Excellent.
That's powerful stuff. Why does it work?
Because we believe that the embracing of the culture and the language, the native language of our bilingual students is critical to the success. Let me elaborate a little bit.
Sure.
Basically, when you have students that come into your school or your school district and don't know the language, they need to develop a strong component, a strong mastery of their native language first, so that you can, as they begin to learn English, they can transfer the information of what they're learning in English into something that's solid that they know of in Spanish. This way they're transferring knowledge. It's critical that their mastery of their home language be solid so that they can transfer information from the new language, which they're shaky on, to something that they can grab onto in their native language.
Why do so many bilingual programs fail?
I think that they may not see the importance of providing not only academic support, but social support.
For example?
In Union City, we not only provide academic support to our bilingual students, but we also provide social support by having in-house counselors ready. Many of those bilingual students bring serious issues, both the student and the family. And we provide counseling both at the student level within the school, and if need be, we also provide to family.
For example, you talk about these problems they face, like what?
For example, I had one student, I've had this happen at least 3 times, but I'll just say one right now, that his father went back to the native country on a business trip and was killed. And how does that student carry on? Over here, mom stayed here with him, the father went back on a business trip, father never returned, and it's happened 3 times.
3 times?
3 times. So these are situations that are critical.
Where does your training come from to know how to do this? Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Jersey City. And born in Jersey City, stayed in Jersey City for a short time, then raised in Guttenberg and West New York, which is 2 towns over from Union City.
Why do you connect with these kids?
I connect with them because I see a lot of myself in them. I really do. My parents came here from Cuba many years ago. My father, my mother, very poor. And the first language that I learned in my home was Spanish. And so it was so important to me when I was going to start school. I was so nervous because I really didn't know the language. And I luckily had a great kindergarten teacher and first grade teacher after that really, really just nurtured me in the language, and I was able to get it quick, thank God.
Your passion for teaching, when did it kick in?
My passion for teaching has always been there. I never really followed through until I was a little bit older. I realized that I wanted to share the ability to impart knowledge onto other students. I wanted to be able to give to others what I knew, my experiences, what I've learned, and what I became. And I wanted to serve for other students as a role model for them to follow. That students that have had similar situations like I did when I was little.
It's interesting, you say it didn't kick in until later. But you knew it was your passion.
Absolutely. I always said to my parents and to my mother when she was alive, I always told her, there's something about teaching that just calls to me.
Still today?
Absolutely.
You haven't lost any of the passion?
Absolutely, I haven't lost any of the passion.
What do you love about these kids?
What I love about these kids is that they're genuine, they're real, and all they're asking for is understanding. All they're asking for is a chance to learn. And we at Edison School, if I may, feel that those bilingual students bring with them, many of them bring with them a tough situation, and all they're asking for is a chance. We embrace them, and we want to give them that chance.
We appreciate everything you and your colleagues do, particularly in challenging situations like the ones you face in Union City. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much, Steve.
Stay with us one-on-one. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you.
To see more one-on-one programs, visit us online at oneonone.org. If you would like to express an opinion, email us at info@caucusnj.org. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Steve Adubato, PhD, and follow us on Twitter at Steve Adubato.
We're pleased to be joined by Joan Hollendonner as Manager of Grants and Philanthropy, the Horizon Foundation for New Jersey, and Susan Hall, CEO, Boys and Girls Clubs in New Jersey. Good to have you both with us.
Thank you.
Excuse my voice. We are talking about asthma, which is a lot more serious than just having an allergy problem, which I have. Let's talk about this asthma problem. It affects more than 300,000 kids in New Jersey, right? And Horizon, together with the Boys and Girls Clubs, want to deal with it. Describe this program, which is called Breathe Easier with Asthma Management, otherwise known as BEAM.
Okay.
B-E-A-M.
Right, thank you. Well, asthma, for those who may not know, is a disorder that causes the airways of the lungs to swell, and it narrows the airways, and it causes sneezing, coughing, tightness in the chest, and so on. And as you mentioned, it's prevalent among children. Current asthma cases for New Jersey children is about 9% of the population. And interestingly, if you look at the Department of Health statistics, there are totally needless hospitalizations and ER visits. In fact, 16,600 hospitalizations in 2009, 52.7 thousand ER visits. And with asthma, the deal is that you cannot prevent it, you cannot cure it, but you can, in the vast majority of cases, you can manage it and treat it. So we decided that asthma was such a significant problem, and it meets the Foundation's mission.
The Horizon Foundation.
The Horizon Foundation for New Jersey, to improve the health, well-being, and quality of life.
That's what you do.
That's what we do. And if you're talking about children, think about that as a parent. You've got your 6-year-old. The 6-year-old is having an asthma attack, the wheezing, the shortness of breath. Well, what we've discovered is we can manage that for most people. So we designed a program where we're going to be working with the Boys and Girls Clubs in New Jersey, and Susan can explain the attributes of that.
Describe exactly how it works as we put the information up on the website.
We're going to be piloting the program in 12 of our clubs throughout New Jersey and in 8 counties.
The BEAM program.
The BEAM program. And the kids will be exposed to learning about what asthma is.
First of all, telling them what it is.
Telling them what it is, just the basics. So this will be children that might have asthma already, but might not have asthma, so know nothing about it.
Are they getting screened as well?
They're going to be
How
getting
do they get
screened
screened?
as well.
Susan, how are they getting
We're going
screened?
to bring in health professionals, and they will get screened individually. We'll have a referral service for the parents. We're actually doing a parent engagement evening where the parents come in and the parents get to learn a little bit more about the management program. So it's a whole step process that we're doing to introduce the kids to asthma and have their understanding, because it's not just about having the asthma themselves, but having a friend that has asthma. So,
why is that important?
Well, triggers. What do you know if your friend might be having a symptom of an attack? So the more that the children are aware of this, then they can be helpful to their friends and saying to them, you better go, take your inhaler or whatever it is that they need to do.
Let's talk about this. Say through this program, the BEAM program, you realize, Joan, that a kid does in fact have asthma, then what?
Well, then we are going to have a referral system, and we'll be handing out brochures to the parents, because one thing that there's no doubt about is there is a connection between asthma prevalence and poverty. Okay, so
what is that connection?
Well, the reasons we can only guess. It could have to do with where the children are living,
right?
Because some of the triggers are things like mold, exhaust, and that kind of thing.
And also pollution, smog, all kinds of things.
Absolutely.
So there are things that trigger asthma. Go ahead.
Right, and a lot of children living in poverty are in environments where those are very prevalent. So that's the main factor there, is poverty linked with asthma. Also, there's differences in the demographics. African Americans tend to have higher rates. Then that's followed by Hispanics, followed by Caucasians. And a very interesting tidbit, asthma is much more prevalent among boys over girls in childhood. And then it switches in adults.
Do we even know why?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Here's another one you probably hear. We need more research.
Of course, right?
Right.
And so the Boys and Girls Club, right? How many clubs again? 12?
We have 23 clubs.
But 12 are
but 12 are piloting the program.
Why is it so important for the Boys and Girls Club? Now, I grew up on the Boys and Girls Club. Mine happened to be, as you know, I always like to say I'm the Broadway Boys and Girls Club. That was mine, right? The North End was the best. Why is this? We used to be the Boys Club. Now it's the Boys and Girls Club, thank God.
Well,
why is it so important?
you know, what we do with our kids is a healthy lifestyles. You know, we're looking at the whole child. So we're not just looking at academically, character, and leadership. We're looking at health, and they engage in physical activities at the clubs. So it's very important that they understand what asthma is and how it can impact them.
They're so physical.
They're so physical.
They're involved in so many athletic and physical activities at the Boys and Girls Club. If they have a problem with asthma, you got to be all over
we
it.
have to, so not only do our children need to be aware, but our staff also need to be aware. So it's an education that's going to happen for everybody in the club.
But don't you have to also protect those kids if some of them have asthma and they're involved in athletic activities?
Yes.
Like, what do you do?
Exactly. So what's the emergency situation?
That's right.
And how do you handle it? So you can, you know,
the inhaler situation, or maybe they shouldn't be doing certain things at certain times, right?
That's correct.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, this knowledge is the power. It's a public awareness campaign, right?
Very, very much so. This program has several components, and when we actually commissioned a research paper before we launched the program. We did 23 interviews with experts in the area, both external and internal. We found out that it needs to have the awareness raised. It's not enough is known about it. We need to know that we have to educate children, parents. We have to make sure children are screened. We have to make sure that they're referred to medical providers that can treat their problem, and we also have to evaluate to see if the program is
I knew
successful.
you'd get back on track. No, it was great. Listen, I want to thank both of you for joining us. We're partners with the Boys and Girls Clubs, and we're partners with Horizon. You're the best. Important information.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by the Russell Berry Foundation, New Jersey Education Association, Wells Fargo Foundation, Caldwell University, Englewood Hospital and Medical Center, New Jersey Sharing Network, and by Community Education Centers. Promotional support provided by The Record, North Jersey's trusted source, and NorthJersey.com, and by NJ Biz, all business, all New Jersey. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.
Hi, I'm Peter Rooney. In 2006, I lost my father to renal disease. He was on the waiting list for a new kidney, but did not receive one in time. Unfortunately, so many like my father have lost their lives while waiting for a life-saving organ. At New Jersey Sharing Network, we're committed to saving and enhancing people's lives through organ and tissue donation and by informing people about this important decision. Because you can make a difference and save a life.